I feel like I just did something like this, but with Hunter x Hunter, but it might even be worse. Oh Lord. We need to talk about Invincible versus. The siren's coming off because they don't want me to spit to y'all. Y'all hear that in the background? Maybe not? Okay, whatever. And I'm gonna say this, and I'm attacking the people that's upset about it right now. Y'all gonna get mad at me. A lot of y'all are being boomers. Oh, hell no! Alright, you just cause you're old, you ain't gotta be old, my nigga. Like, be for real. Ever since the Invincible versus reveal trailer, there's been a lot of questions and concerns about the game. Now that I've let a whole day of gameplay, press promo, drop, and I like everything I see, I think this might be arguably one of the best tag fighters that do come out in 2026. Knowing the team behind it, the passionate of them, and knowing what they made beforehand gives me a lot of hope for the future of this game. I feel like I gotta nip this in the bud instead of waiting till like the month before, like I'm doing with Hunter x Hunter and Impact currently. Like a lot of the FGC is acting like the Akira meme right now.
Leave me alone!
Let's get the stuff out the way. Number one, let me ask everybody that's watching this channel in this video right now. Comment down below if you think the game is ugly or not perfect. Honestly, I think the game is fine for what it is, and if you know the series that it's adapting, that ain't got the perfect budget always either. If you've been on Twitter throughout any part of season 2 of Invincible or season 3, and you've been following Invincible for the past year and a half, somebody is always complaining about something in that show, from animation to colors to something that ain't really that deep when it translates from comic material to honest animation. Invincible doesn't have the biggest budget of all time, even if it is somewhat backed by Amazon. I ain't defending Amazon here, but you seen what happened. They be cheaping out. If Invincible got a game, it wasn't gonna be bigger than a AA game, period. Some people are even asking for an open world action RPG or some type of like Superman-like game. Come on, if this didn't get the biggest budget of all time, you think y'all gonna like that? Y'all gonna call that ugly and not even look at it no more. Also, I want to say, if you find something ugly and you don't want to buy it, that's perfectly fine. In this case, this game will be on Game Pass. So if you do have Game Pass, this is the perfect time, when games are $80 by the way, to subscribe to Game Pass and try the game out and see if you like it at first. Another big issue with Invincible versus that people are memeing about is that half the roster is going to be Superman clones. If you've watched Invincible, you know most of the characters are pretty much pseudo Supermans in the show, but some characters do have defining traits, moves, or actions that let them stand out. Mark has his crash out moments. Omni-Man has a lot of meme kills and interactions, especially with the train like MK1. I think her name's Thule. I keep forgetting her name, but the lady with the hair is a Superman that fights with their hair and it hurts. But if you've ever watched Killer Instinct, you know how unique those characters are. If you ever seen Killer Instinct 2013, you know how diverse those characters can be for a fighting game. I'll say this now, I think in Invincible versus, they'll get more characters to do more cooler stuff in a fighting game in the IP's name than probably any other type of game outside of maybe the open world action RPG that people claim they want in this situation with Invincible. I think what they need to do going forward is like take a break on like the Viltrumites, show like 2 other type of superheroes archetype in the show, and then go back to showing more Viltrumites. Example, I think they should go like duplicate some of the Guardians of the Globe and then show Conquest and repeat. The comment that pisses me off the most is it looks like Mortal Kombat animation. Somebody literally told me that. I'm gonna be honest, that is not true at all. That's like some cap. The hardest motherfucking cap. I think the big difference here for me, and I'll speak for myself here, is that a lot of NRS animations look very slow, clunky, and it's to fit that art style that they have. This is more similar to Killer Instinct, right? And it feels good to play. Plus, they do a lot more airborne animations here and there, and I think they went for that type of style with the game because once you play it and you hit somebody, it feels good. Sora Sakurai has made a video on this about how important hitting somebody, hit effects, and hit stops is in those games. I don't know, for me, I think the animation is more up to my speed because I like it being faster and fluid compared to Mortal Kombat After X. But I mean, like, stylization is all up to the eye of the beholder anyway. I'm dealing with this with Hunter x Hunter right now, and that comes out next month. I don't think Hunter x Hunter looks bogus. I think the bogus type of style you get is some damn stick figures. Or there's some art styles that I personally don't like. And I'll be honest, this game is amazing, but for example reasons, dive kick is something that I'm like, not a huge fan of it. I'd rather just not, personally. So I understand not wanting to play something if it looks ugly, you know. But I'm always gonna try the game at the end of the day. You know, that's my thing. As of this video, we have gotten some core things about Invincible from press. And they pretty much talked about the button scheme. And you know how this finna go. It resembles the tag fighters of yesteryear, but there's some unique twist here. You got your standard light, medium, and heavy attacks, as well as your light auto combo for folks like me who were just starting out. So essentially, the game is light, medium, heavy. There's an auto combo button. And then it says special moves are their own button, but Invincible Versus doesn't use motion inputs. And then 5 button fighter. I personally am in the boat where I understand why the FGC is so stuck on like, no motion inputs. I've been dealing with this since 2023 with Street Fighter 6. I understand it, like that barrier for some people feels really good. I don't have any hatred if a game does have it. I don't have hatred if a game does not. Luckily for me, I grew up at the same time with Marvel superheroes, Mortal Kombat, and also Smash Brothers. To be honest, at the end of the day, my favorite parts of fighting game is not if something is easy or hard to do. Me, I don't really care about the execution or how hard or easy something is in a fighting game personally. But I do understand my favorite parts of the fighting game is what the player does in neutral and why they did whatever the hell they did to hit you. I used to play competitive Smash Bros years ago, and even then with Smash Bros, just because something was down in B doesn't mean the game is not challenging or fun to play, especially at higher levels of gameplay. Just because something is accessible, when everything is accessible, that doesn't mean the game can't have some challenge to it. Another fighting game at this point that I think is really solid and good is that Grand Blue Fantasy vs Rising doesn't have motion inputs in them. I think I'm okay with directional inputs. My only problem when I hate the no motion inputs is when you start getting me to 6, 7, 8 button fighters and then certain things feel complicated or very frustrating to play. Nin Impact as a game is already hard because of the control scheme, because you have the Nin and other things of that nature. However, for me as a player, I'm gonna sit there and go through the motions and learn this shit at the end of the day because I'm like what I'm playing and I see the beauty behind the flaws. However, I have to say this for developers and other people as well. Motion inputs are fun to do. Throwing a Hadouken and constantly keeping it up and doing it sends you this rush and things of that nature. And the lack of motion inputs literally make it harder to play games because now you're putting thousands of buttons on the controller instead of just telling people this button does this option so many different times. To be honest, you're making fighting games harder in a way that's just not comfortable for a lot of people. And I 100% understand how people feel with that. So please, if you just want to have the direction and button input in the game, please also let us toggle between motion inputs as well. You don't even got to give a benefit to them or not. Just give people the option to play the game the way they want to play it. Shoot, I gotta give credit to Mortal Kombat. Mortal Kombat as a game in my brain has always been growing up, down, left, and right. But they also gave an option to change it to multiple directionals now and for motion input players. So I don't know, man. Tell me how y'all feel about Invincible Versus. Also, let's talk about the Marvel Tokon statement I keep seeing. Marvel Tokon is gonna be amazing. Don't get it twisted, right? However, I keep seeing the common sentiment. This announcement was cool if Marvel Tokon didn't get announced. No, because even if Invincible Versus got announced first, y'all would have just been like, that game's cooked, Marvel Tokon up. It's no winning with a lot of people. My last thing I want to say in this video is that with fighting games, I don't care how you feel about this after I say this in this video, but this is my honest opinion and why fighting games still have been around even if they are a niche. Fighting games are derived by their gameplay. I can name multiple examples of getting the prettiest games out in the fighting game market right now, and y'all don't want to play them. A lot of people in this space don't want to play them. I think they're all fine dandy now. I don't hate on these games, but I see it every day when I turn on the internet. Somebody is cooking Guilty Gear Strive. The Dragon Ball community don't want to play Sparking Zero. They on TikTok talking about the game is trash and it's a scam. It ain't even a bad game. It's the community fault that killed that game because y'all asked for something and then regretted that y'all asked for, but y'all won't admit that. Like I said in the Hunter x Hunter video, bro, try it out first. Game Pass it up. They're going to have a beta. They're going to have a demo probably at the end of this year. Just give it a fair shake. See if you like it, even if it's something that's trash. Because I do not want people to come in my chat when Invincible verses come out and be like, why you playing this ugly ass game? I'm not trying to hear that. Get out, go play something else, and move around. Lastly, I want to talk about social media and if you don't like something. I think it's very important to state that I really hate one thing about the current internet climate is that people don't research things for themselves and hella misinformation comes out of a lot of bullshit. Like, if you generally don't like something, it's like the people that hate something or hear something about it, every time it's mentioned, they dunk on it. And that's what social media culture pushes, which is annoying. I'm a content creator. I don't think I'm 100% right ever. I could be 100% wrong sometimes. But hey, tell me I'm wrong and we could talk about it and I'll change my opinion and God forbid people can have a different opinion. Normalize people switching up after they learn new information, man. Avataryaya, you guys are golden. Dad is raw. Tell me how you feel about Invincible versus after all the stuff we've seen in the past 3-4 days since it's been out. You guys are golden. And that is raw. Peace. I'm out.